Here's your news for November 11, 2019. We're starting off with some big news heading into Survivor Series as the WWE has confirmed that Seth Rollins will be the captain of Team Raw at the show. The Architect will be part of the men's Triple Threat Survivor Series match against SmackDown and NXT, and though we don't know who Rollins will team with, that question will be answered on tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. Rollins is no stranger to being a winner at the November tradition, as after debuting as a part of The Shield at the event in 2014, he would win a traditional Survivor Series elimination match with Reigns and Ambrose the following year. Some fans know that this week's Raw was pre-taped as part of the company's recent UK tour, but with details of the team not currently known, this segment must have been filmed backstage and not revealed to the Manchester crowd. As of this video, we don't know anyone who will be on either NXT or SmackDown's men's Survivor Series teams, but expect that information to be revealed as we draw closer to the pay-per-view. One man who knows all about doing what it takes to survive is Stone Cold Steve Austin, who has shown that he isn't planning on slowing down anytime soon. Recently, the former world champion teased a big announcement, and there's been a lot of talk about the WWE Network bringing back a new version of the Steve Austin podcast. It will probably have a different name, but after the success the USA Network has had with Straight Up Steve Austin, it's clear that fans still want to see the Texas Rattlesnake. Further rumors have stated that not only will the podcast be brought back, but Austin's first guest will be none other than The Undertaker, a man Austin has feuded with over the years. As two legends of the ring, the pair could possibly fill hours upon hours with their stories from the business, and needless to say, this could be a can't-miss episode. This past week of WWE TV saw the continuation of the Rusev, Lana, and Lashley storyline, despite some fans wanting to see it end. On Twitter, one fan told the Bulgarian Brute that he would be totally fine with the storyline being cancelled, but Rusev fired back, telling the fan that nobody cares what he thinks. From here, it was AEW's Jake Hager who commented, telling his old nemesis that he should leave both Lana and the WWE, adding the hashtag #I'mWithAEW. Hager remains undefeated in Bellator despite repeated knees to the groin forcing his match to be stopped, and fans will remember that these two feuded shortly after Rusev was called up to the main roster in 2014. Time will tell whether Rusev takes Hager's advice, but until then, Rusev will carry on with WWE's idea of who he should be. This storyline has been going on for quite a while now, and though we won't say what Lana has planned for tonight's Raw, trust us when we say it's pretty big. The Ravishing Russian has been pretty sure of herself since leaving Rusev for Lashley, and recently tweeted about how everyone is talking about her. Continuing, Lana said that she's both ravishing and brings in ratings, and though SmackDown commentator Corey Graves agreed with the first part, he didn't quite agree that she was drawing ratings. Despite some fans' views, Lana and Rusev are likely to continue getting a focus on WWE TV for the time being, and the Ravishing Russian could be going through quite an interesting turn in her career. As for Graves, the former wrestler has done quite well with his show After the Bell, the first official podcast from WWE, and this week's show should also be huge thanks to special guests Roman Reigns and Finn Balor. We've got some news from last week's SmackDown, as the Blue brand did an average of 2.61 million viewers during the 2-hour show. This was up from the week before's average of 2.54 million, as clearly fans wanted to see some more of the tri-branded invasion storyline ahead of Survivor Series despite the show being pre-taped. Breaking the numbers down, SmackDown brought in 2.72 million in the show's first hour and 2.51 in the show's second, and these are some good numbers for the Blue brand. On the show, The New Day captured their 7th set of tag team titles in WWE, with Xavier Woods also getting the gold thanks to the Freebird rule, and now it seems the trio are getting into podcasting. Last week, the WWE filed a trademark for The New Day, Feel the Power, for the topic of entertainment and podcasting, so it's likely that the three will be bringing their entertaining personas to fans off WWE TV. Despite his injury, it's clear that Woods still plans on entertaining the fans in any way he can, as you don't need an Achilles tendon to be 100% in order to talk. Speaking of injuries, Cody Rhodes took a very scary dive onto his face at Saturday's Full Gear event, and to make matters worse, his mother was there to witness the entire thing. Leaping from the ring and landing hard on the ramp, Rhodes was cut so badly, but thankfully AEW's doctor, who also helped Jerry Lawler during his heart issue in WWE, was able to stop the bleeding. Though the AEW medical team may be top-notch, the doctor did have some help from Cody's mother, and the wrestler's sister Teal said that although their mom didn't like the attention, she was always ready to help her kids. We're pleased that Cody was able to finish the match, even if he didn't capture the AEW World title from Chris Jericho, as things got pretty scary there for a moment after the blood started to flow. It's also good that Cody's mom was able to make the trip from Baltimore to see the show, as anyone taking a cut like that could do with their mom around. On AEW's official Twitter, a medical update confirmed Rhodes had received 8 stitches to close up the wound, and that he's not currently cleared at this time. As we mentioned, Rhodes came up short at Full Gear thanks to MJF, who turned on his now former best friend and threw in the towel during Cody's world title match. In a post-show media scrum, Jericho thanked MJF for the assist, and when asked about the young star joining the Inner Circle, he said, "There is always room for more as long as they're as good as the guys in my Inner Circle. MJF would be a probable candidate, a possible candidate whether tonight happened or not. We're always looking for good members. Like I said, we're taking over AEW." In the same talk, Jericho also discussed possibly adding women to the Inner Circle, as Y2J's plan to take over AEW has gone from strength to strength. When asked about the Wednesday Night Wars between AEW and NXT, Jericho was his usual cocky self, saying that it was obvious why Dynamite has defeated the Gold brand in the ratings every week, as well as saying that WWE will move their top stars to the brand just to get ratings. Am I surprised we're winning? Of course I knew we'd win. Our star power crushes NXT's star power, and exactly what I knew would happen. That NXT before was cool as a standalone thing, and now it's just another WWE show. It's like 2009 ECW. So good for them, God bless them. I'm sure at some point Roman Reigns will be on NXT now, and Hulk Hogan will return to a TV studio for the first time since 1991 in Memphis. That's fine. All we're going to do is continue to worry about ourselves and concentrate on our storylines and our matches and our characters and building stars. Fans will have to wait and see what happens next in the Wednesday Night Wars, though it should be mentioned that NXT got within 9,000 viewers of beating AEW Dynamite this week, the closest they've ever been. After all, nobody expected the OC to invade NXT this week, and while Jericho has said that the war is nothing they asked for, it's still going to happen. Speaking of stars jumping to NXT, one big name who did just that is Finn Balor, who returned to the Gold brand after his SummerSlam hiatus and honeymoon. Though the time off was mostly spent with his wife, Fox Sports Mexico's Veronica Rodriguez, there was some WWE business to take care of, as Balor was made to sign thousands of WWE DVDs about his career that were given out to fans. On Twitter, the former NXT and Universal Champion blasted the company for making him do this during his honeymoon, saying he had to sign 2,200 DVDs, and after mentioning, quote, "this business," ended things with a sick emoji. This was likely part of Balor's new Prince character, who isn't afraid to rub people the wrong way, but it's still interesting that WWE would have the Irish superstar do this during his time away. Hopefully Balor will have a better time with his beloved next month during the holidays, and WWE has arranged a special holiday schedule that will allow their superstars to be home for Christmas. According to Brad Shepard, the original plan was for the December 23rd edition of Raw to be pre-taped on December 17th, but this has been changed so the roster will instead air Raw live on December 16th and film an episode immediately thereafter. Shepard said, "According to a source in WWE, the Raw taping for December 17th in Sioux City, Iowa, scheduled to air on December 23rd, was recently canceled by the company due to low attendance. I can confirm WWE sold less than 1,000 tickets for this show." The Raw scheduled to air on December 23rd will now be taped on December 16th after the live edition of Raw has aired. I'm told the show on the 16th is selling fine. The talent will now have a break from December 21st through the 25th and will be back in action on December 26th. This is very interesting as there are still many tickets on sale for the event, and when one fan commented and confirmed that he bought front row seats for the now cancelled show, the WWE responded, citing scheduling conflicts. A few years ago, WWE was blasted for having its superstars work on Christmas Day, so this new schedule should definitely be beneficial for everyone involved. And finally, we're going back in time, as AEW commentator Jim Ross spoke about a controversial time during his tenure in WWE. Speaking at StarCast 4, the legendary announcer interviewed Jon Moxley, who has his own issues with the Vince McMahon-led company, and Ross spoke about using the word boy in a sentence directed at Jonathan Coachman. Though Ross meant no racial insensitivity and had used the term when speaking to younger members of the roster of all races, WWE still made sure to point this out to him, as Ross said, "I got called in one time. We had a hot thing going on Raw with Coach. I know that sounds oxymoronic, a hot thing going on with Coach. He was learning to be a heel and all this stuff, so we got on this argument on air about something and I said, 'Boy, you're gonna get in trouble if you keep talking like that.' So all of a sudden that became a racial issue. I'm thinking, what? I had to go to Vince's office with he and Stephanie, and I had to watch the tape again, and I had to apologize for my racial epitaph. I called him boy, not boy. I was like, boy, you better watch it." It's a way in WWE of breaking you down sometimes when you begin questioning your sanity and skill level, and I detested that. It's a poor way of motivating talent. Whether you're an athletic talent or an artistic talent, you have to be motivated. In the same interview, JR mentioned that Moxley felt the same way about the company breaking him down, as the former Lunatic Fringe has been vocal about his issues with the company since his departure this past April. Ross said, "I think John experienced this. If they believed that they couldn't control you, they went out of their way to make sure that you knew they were watching your ass. Every move you made." John Moxley noted that it felt like high school. You're afraid of getting in trouble and shit. It's weird. There's no shortage of stories about WWE micromanaging their talent over the years, but they also have a lot of people backstage who can contribute to what goes on. Despite being one of the most iconic stars in the show, and one of their most loyal commentators, Jim Ross felt the brunt of the company on more than one occasion, and it seems the Oklahoma native is much happier now as a part of All Elite Wrestling.